If all we ever do is compete on how great of a physical therapist we are screwed. Absolutely screwed, because somebody else can set up next to me and have just as good a skill. They can go on my courses, they can read the books, they can invest time and effort into training, which a lot of physical therapists do. But what they can't do is copy my experience or put my personality into an experience that gives my customers such an amazing experience that they keep wanting to come back. That makes sense? Hey guys, it's Paul Gough here. Huge day today. Happy to share it with you, and wanted to just give you a bit of an insight into my life today and some of the things that have happened to me across the course of the last 7 days or so. This morning, we're gearing up for a pretty big day. We have the first of our workshop events happening in my practice. We've got 12 people arriving for a back pain and sciatica workshop in the clinic. And also later on today, I've got a huge event, a global video seminar with 1,000 physical therapists from around the world attending a live webinar training that I'm hosting at 1 p.m. Eastern today. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later and give you an opportunity to join if you haven't done so already. What I'm going to do is to start with a rant, okay? I've got some questions to ask, and I'm absolutely, I'm going to start with a rant. I'm going to tell you a couple of little things that happened to me, have happened to me through the week and have happened to me that I think you'll probably be able to associate with. So one of the big dilemmas of when you grow in a practice, so I started out, if you don't know my story, I started from a spare bedroom 7-8 years ago building a practice in a country with a completely free healthcare system. Now, as an owner, you assume at the beginning your biggest challenge is going to be finding new patients. And what happens is, as you grow that business, you find that your biggest challenge, particularly when you get good at marketing, is not looking for new patients, it's looking for staff, okay? One of the biggest issues that I have with running a physical therapy business is trying to find committed and dedicated physical therapists who actually give a SHIT about something greater and bigger than themselves. And an example of that is this morning, we're currently looking for another full-time physical therapist, and I arranged to speak to a gal on Skype because I'm leaving tomorrow to fly to San Diego and wanted to do some interviews for my practice before I leave, so that I have everything set up and in place and we can get people onboarded into the practice without me being here. So I arranged to speak to the gal at 10:30 this morning, and I got an email on my phone come through, bearing in mind that the interview was at 10:30 today. I got an email at 10:14 saying, "Hi Paul, I'm in a car dealer's buying a car, and I'm not going to be back for the 10:30 interview, so sorry. Are you around early afternoon at all, like 12ish or 1ish? Best regards, Emma." That sums up some of the challenges and the difficulties that you face as you grow and scale your practice. If you're already an owner who's employing people, I'm sure you can resonate with that. And if you're a small solo independent PT trying to grow your practice, one of the things that you have to think about as you grow that practice is, how do you find people committed enough and people who just give a shit enough that will serve your patients and love your patients in the way that you do? Because that girl, to me, she's putting off an interview to look at a car, okay? To look at a car that she could do at 3 o'clock today or 2 o'clock today. She made the decision today to tell me that searching for a new car is more important than potentially a new job and working at my private practice. My private practice, which is my baby, the thing that I love. The other 13, 14 people that I hire are in my family. I include them in my community, my world, my everything. And if you're coming into my practice, you have to be 100% committed and 100% dedicated to want to be part of that community and that family, and also to serve my patients. And the fact that you're putting off coming for an interview to go and look for a car is a pretty good indicator that that girl is not right for my practice. So that's rant number one for this morning. Second one, I've been on Facebook this morning, having a quick look on some of the chat things that happen. And I found a pretty interesting quote from a PT, I won't mention her name. But when I read the post, it basically said she was having a rant herself, basically saying that she had a great service, she's one of the best physical therapists in the town, and she's got people who love her and people who love what she does, but they just don't value their health enough to want to pay for it, okay? And the quote was, they just can't get over having to pay for their health, okay? Total BS, 100% BS. 80% of the population value their health incredibly, okay? It's the most prized asset. Now, what really has gone on here is that physical therapist hasn't proved value upfront and before money's about to be exchanged. So it's very easy for a physical therapy provider to sit there and think these people don't value us, they don't value their health, they don't value me, they don't value physical therapy services, and they would rather have $1,000 in their pocket than sleep at night because they have sciatica. Who on earth? That just isn't true. That just does not go on in people's brains. What they don't do is hand money over to people if they don't see value up front. Okay, and as we move into the new healthcare economy, which we all are across the world, you have to be able to prove value up front to people first, and you do that with your marketing. Okay, you can live in two camps. Okay, this camp where most of the world are, they don't want to figure out marketing, and they don't want to figure out sales, and they don't want to understand the way that consumers are thinking these days, and they tell themselves things like they just don't value me, they just don't value their health. Okay, that's crap. Okay, that's an absolute excuse. Or you can get to this side of the bridge and you can start to figure out some marketing and a marketing system at your practice which proves value up front and before any money is exchanged. It's quite radical and it's quite revolutionary that we actually give some people some love before they give us some money, but when you do it, you'll make millions at your practice because people want to do business with people who want to give love and prove value up front. And if people are arriving at your practice and they're not paying bills, regardless of whether they're in network, they're out of network, their deductible, their excess or their copay, if they're arriving at your practice telling you they've got a problem, stenosis, sciatica, an ACL tear, whatever it will be, that affects their life, those same people who are telling you they haven't got $500 to pay up front will be in Walmart this weekend spending money on crap, okay? Bags of stuff that they don't need. Because the value, Walmart have figured out how to prove value. Amazon have figured out how to prove value. They'll ship it to your house the next day so that you can have the thing on the wall ready for you to watch NCIS or Friends or whatever it is that you want to watch tomorrow night. That's what you're going to get for $500. In physical therapy world, it doesn't always exist, okay? People have to put this credit card in, this money goes into our account, and they don't feel value for probably 2, 3, 4 weeks, okay? So we have to have something in play in your practice that proves value up front. That's marketing, okay? That is exactly what I'm teaching on my webinar tonight at 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll give you an opportunity to join them for that, but that's not really what I wanted to go into today. But those are the two things that really wind me up, and it's a little bit like people say to me, I tried Facebook and it didn't work for me. And I say, okay, what bit didn't work? The audience, the headline, the offer, the message, the landing page. Facebook works. There's a reason it's a multi-billion-dollar company, because lots of people are advertising on there and lots of people are making money. The reality is that if you just put a crappy ad up that doesn't resonate with your audience because you don't even know who that audience is, you'll never make that thing work, okay? So this is marketing 101. 21st century, we've got to move into giving people value, and as things like copay and things like deductibles and just general resentment to want to pay for healthcare that used to be a lot cheaper, that happens, and it's happening all across the world. So it's marketing that will solve those particular problems. I respect the fact that people might think that people have a hang up about paying for your services, but they don't. They have a hang up about the value that they currently see. Two totally different things. Okay, so here's some questions that I've got sent to me in the last 7 days. This comes from a guy, David from Wilmington, Delaware. He's about to run a workshop for my closing slide. So he's about to run a workshop for people with back pain coming to his practice, and we've been talking through the slides in the presentation that he should use, much like what we're doing here today at my practice. So for the call to action, I'm going to tell my workshop attendees that I don't normally offer free screens to the general public, but for people who come to the workshop, if you want a free screen, I'll offer that to you today only. Okay, so basically what David's doing here is he's trying to increase some scarcity, and he's trying to make his free screen appear more valuable by saying that he's giving it to them just because they've arrived at the workshop today. Trouble is, on all my blog posts, my CTA is call my office today or visit my website for your free 30-minute consultation. How can I word it in my workshop so that the attendees feel they're getting something of value not normally offered, and that I don't sound like a liar? Okay, incredible question, I love it. Here's my answer, okay? There is no need to dress this up, okay? People who've given up their time to come and see you today deserve your time. Granted, you're already giving them an hour of your time when you're giving them a workshop, so you're giving them access to your knowledge and access to your advice. But that's what we have to do in this day and age, okay? 2016, we have to now build bridges. We got to take people from one side of the Grand Canyon to the other. They're over here with skepticism, nervousness, they're frightened, they're disengaged, they're resentment of their fees. And we have to build a bridge all across here. Not just to your treatment room, but to a world where it's much happier, smooth sailing, they can enjoy life, they're a lot more confident, or a lot more comfortable, okay? And to me, a workshop is just a bridge. That's all it is. We might need to build another bridge, which would be a free screen or a free discovery visit. And the best way to position it is just to say to all of the 10 attendees, and this is how we'll do it today at my practice, I respect and honour the fact that you've given up your time today for me, okay? To come and listen to this advice tells me that you're very motivated and you're obviously looking for something better than yourself, for yourself, than just taking pills or struggling on for another 2 or 3 years with rest like the doctor told you. Because of the time that you've given me, I'd like to offer you some more of my time. And I'd like to offer you 30 minutes in a free discovery or a free taster session. And in that 30 minutes, we'll get to know each other better. I'll work with you personally. I'll tell you what the diagnosis is. And if at the end of that diagnosis, you like the sound of the plan that I propose to help you, ask to become one of my patients. So there's no need to lie. There's no need to move into internet marketing, crappy, scarcity and all that type of thing. Just be honest. People just like honesty. And people like, they just like it if you're real. And that'll come across. And I think if you try to put pressure on people at the end of a workshop, that is happening from people, I believe, who are studying the wrong model. They're studying internet marketers who are selling a completely different thing to a completely different pocket of people. We're selling and offering services to people in pain who are frightened, nervous, skeptical as hell about the benefits of what we do. The last thing that you ever want to do is put pressure on them. So to me, in that workshop, you be honest, you be integral, and people will recognize it. And at the end, you just say, "Hey, I hope you've had an amazing time. I've tried my best to help you today with some really helpful information that hopefully makes your life easier." Book a visit. It's free. We'll extend that relationship even further. So don't tell lies, and don't follow the wrong model. It's very easy to copy the celebrity internet marketers because they're doing all that sort of stuff, and that's fine, but they're selling to a completely different pocket of people. So there we go, all the questions answered. How did that go? Are we good? So hopefully this is going to be the start of many question and answer sessions for us. If you want to submit some questions to me, I love to answer them, and I will tell you openly and honestly. And I know 1 or 2 people won't like my answers, which is fine. Please do whatever you want with it. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to give you the best possible information to help you make better decisions about your business and ultimately about your life, so that you can run a business that fuels an amazing life. That's what I have figured out in my own practice, and that's what I'm here to help you do. I'm here to help to give you information and give you the best possible insights into how I built my business and the life that I live and the amazing life that I'm leading right now, all as a result of just doing something different to what the rest of the physical therapy industry are doing. So if you have questions, paul@paulgoughphysio.com is my email. You can get to us on social media, you can type them in the chat, and what we'll do is once a week we will round up the questions, and as well as letting you into a little bit about what we're doing here at the practice, we'll try and best serve you as possible with the questions.